Hello. Trying to shut off the noise. How you guys doing? No, nobody's in here yet, huh? Hi, Griselda.
Good morning.
Good morning, Isara. How are you girls?
Good, thank you.
Good. Okay, good. I was impressed with those things yesterday.
It's funny.
They were funny. They really were, but they were good.
Yeah, good.
It showed some imagination. And it was fun. It really wasn't that bad, you guys. Once you got the hang of it, you're like, it's fun.
And this idea, it's make us, we understand the material good.
Yep, and to get you to understand everything that you're doing. I just wanted you to have a little fun because it was a little crazy. Okay, it's been crazy because for months we haven't been doing anything, you know what I mean? All this little book work, so I figured I'd give you something just to put a smile on your face. So everybody was online last night trying to go, can I do this, can I do that? And I was giving ideas and sending stuff to everybody, so I hope I got everybody covered that wanted to talk, because I couldn't find anybody else online. But I was on there for a good, a long time before 4:30, and then at least an hour, maybe 2 hours, I was on there later that evening.
You know, Miss Jenny, because it's winter, the day, we don't have like time for day, It's like,
but you still have the same amount of hours.
yeah, but I'm done like 4:30. I start
Yeah,
work.
I am too. As soon as the sun goes down, I want to go to bed.
No, and we have something to do, kids cook, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was okay.
Angela, what's going on? Nothing?
Just here. Yeah.
All right. Just checking in on everybody. So let me ask you, can you guys see each other's texts when you text me? No?
No, we can't.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Darn, sorry. I thought that you guys could. So then I was trying to ask Danielle to help Catalina, and then ended up finding one on there, okay, and brought it up for her. And then I told Yasara what was going on too. It was fun. It was fun. It wasn't as bad as you thought. And then Danielle reminded me that I was going to give you something like a scavenger hunt, basically to look for certain items and to tell me what you would use those items for. So that gets to be today's homework, okay? Give you something that you're not brain thrashing. A little bit of homework and something to twist your brain, have a little fun with, okay? Some of you are really good at these kind of puzzles. I'm not. I'd be the stupid one not knowing what to do with any of it. Seriously. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I remember that when I'm on a stranded island. All right, let me get roll call here. Any other questions about yesterday? No one? No one has questions about yesterday? What's all that? Stephanie, okay. She's out. I don't know where she is.
Did you need me, Jenny? Sorry. Are you just taking a roll?
No, I'm just taking roll right.
Oh,
roll.
okay. Sorry.
Okay. Who was that? Who just asked me that anyways? Was it Stephanie or Avery?
Yeah, it's me. Stephanie.
Okay. Hold on just a second. I need to do something really quick.
Okay.
Sorry. I just didn't want that to be on camera. Since everything else I do is on camera. I did not know that. My other class was laughing at me. They're like, you didn't know that? And I'm like, no. I said, I can't see you. Why would I think you could see me? And they were laughing at me. They're like, well, we saw you do this. I'm like, I know you did. I said, but I already knew your class. My class had to tell me. Like, you guys didn't tell me. Because when I put up the other screen, I can only see a couple of you. I can't see all of you. Unless I keep scrolling through it. And it doesn't change very much. So I'm waiting a couple minutes to see who else is coming in. Let me ask you, yesterday we left off at the muscles of the hand, right? Because we hadn't finished that. We should have been on page 141 to start. Am I correct? Because 139 and 140 were your muscles, I mean, those, right? Yeah, okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, because after this one in your textbook or your study guide, excuse me, it goes into cardiovascular circulatory. We're gonna skip that and go straight to the nervous system on page 145 when we're done. And I'll explain it. It's a lot easier to do the circulatory at the end. So when they made their new book, I'm like, I hope you put that at the end. And they're like, why did you think it was better at the end? I said, because when you go through all of the muscles and the nerves and all of that stuff, they've gotten used to those surnames or prefixes or something like that. And so they can pretty much put together where their jugular is and where their, their other veins are, because they're similar to where their location is at. I go, and it helps because I noticed that a lot of the students would actually come up and answer my question, like, how do you know that? And I'm like, well, we went through it 4 times, basically, that same location. So it does make sense to do it that way. Okay, here's Megan. Good morning. How are you, Megan? Are you in here yet?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So I was just telling everybody, I'm so proud of all of you guys for your work last night. That was fun. Believe it, it may have been like stressful at first, but it was fun. Once we got the hang of it and we were all giving back ideas, it was fun. Come on, it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. Come on, smile. Yeah, there you go.
No, I was just confused. Like, I know what a mobile is. Like, I know those things that like go over cribs and stuff. But I thought that you meant like put the pieces together to like make the skeleton thingy.
Oh yeah.
And then hang it.
Yeah, and I just wanted the little bones hanging.
Confused.
Couldn't that be a scary? That would be a Halloween mobile.
Yeah. So that's
It
why
really
I was
wouldn't have been. But that was cute. Somebody had taken actual bones and made one out of it. Did you see that one? It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you sent it to me. That was cool.
Okay, I'm waiting for who else we got in here. I'm sure Diana's probably sick. We'll wait just a minute for Catalina, and then we can start. I'm going to check my page here, so give me a second. I'm going to look at my other screen before I bring it up. I'm going to put us on the right page, so you're not going to see me for a minute, or maybe you will. I just can't see you. Okay. Hello. There we go. Wish this would go like with a flick of a button. It would just change the page by page, but it doesn't. I have to do this scrolling thing. Yeah, that's not good. Come on. All right. Has Catalina come in, you guys? I don't see her yet, so I'm just checking. So give me a muscle that you remember from yesterday, okay? Start us off really quick for a review.
Do you want like on the face or any part of the body?
Yeah, I don't care really it is, but let's do face, because that's what we're working on anyways.
Okay. I can't remember if this part was the face for the muscles or if it was the bone. I'm trying to remember.
Okay,
Hold
well,
on.
all right, what's the name of it?
Nope, it was the bone. Just kidding.
That's okay. What's the bone? Because you can probably have a muscle too.
Yeah, it was a zygomatic. And then
Okay, zygomaticus is the muscle.
yes, thank you.
Good.
I'm like zygomatic, I remembered, but I can't remember the S. Okay, zygomaticus.
Yep, it's just
Miss
that,
Janie.
Go ahead.
Sorry, were we supposed to come up with the acronym for the 9 muscles or the face muscles that we needed to know, or not the muscles? Sorry, maybe it was the bones.
Bones.
Yeah, it was for the muscles, I think, wasn't it? Because we got one for the bones.
I think you
Did
wanted us to
anyone
come up
do
with a
that
new
part?
one.
Huh?
I did.
You did?
I did.
What's yours? I want to hear it.
I just did my mom never liked zebras,
Oh, that's cute.
right? Because it's like mandible,
Yep,
maximal, the
exactly.
zygomatic. Yeah.
That's good. I think we did one at one time with the students when I did it in my ROP class, and I forgot what they had told me because I don't have that book with me today. But that's kind of cool. It actually helps you remember this stuff, you know? It really does. And before, when you had to know all 14 of them, okay, it was Zelda, please let Mary visit me tonight. And tonight is like 2 words. So it was weird. Okay, where should be right about here? Right here. Yep. Okay, I got it on the right spot. Okay. So no Catalina today, huh? Okay. Okay. So did anybody else think of that name, an acronym for it? You had to have mandible, maxilla. Yeah. Give you just 1 second. Mandible, maxilla, 5 bones, 7 and 9, 14. MM. So mandible, maxilla, zygomatic, lacrimal, and nasal. Those were the 9 bones, but there was actually 5 of them really that you had to get the name of, because some of them are 2. So you had to come up with an acronym for 5 letters. So I'll let you do that today. I'll give you something else to do, Stephanie, today. All right. All right, let me share the screen with you. Okay. Okay, and then just let me know when you have this on your screen. It should be some hands coming up. Okay. You guys got this on your screen yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just go through these in your text, your study guide. It should be on page 141. Okay. And the first one is your abductors under your hand muscles. And these will separate your fingers. Okay. Your adductors, think of it as adding them together. Okay. They draw the fingers together. So one separates them and one brings them together. Okay. And then your opponents are located in the palm of your hand. They cause the thumb to move towards the fingers, giving us the ability to grasp and make a fist. Okay. I'll leave that up there just for a minute so you can fill in that part of the book. That's our last one. All right. Let me know when you're finished so that I can bring up the next set of slides, because I'm going to skip over the circulatory for a minute and take you over to 145 near the bottom, and it says the nervous system. And everyone finished? Back in the day, this was so funny, when it, years ago, Pivot Point had done, when we used videos, and they gave us a video to share with you during the anatomy part. And so every single time somebody, when it wanted to express or to tell you about a muscle, it would have a human right there trying to make those faces, you know, so that you would use that muscle. like when it was for distaste or if it was to blow. So she was doing all these exercises while somebody was talking in the background. I used to laugh at that, and I can't find that video because I kind of liked that one. That was cute. At least you'd know which muscle was where on your face. The only other way I would do it is normally in class, I'd start you off with maybe like a blue Sharpie, and you're going to start off with the bones. You'll label your doll head, the bones, then you'll layer maybe red, the circulatory, blue or black for the nervous system, and so on, so that you'll know where all those areas are on the face. It's kind of cool because you'll see it most of the time because you're doing your doll heads all up. You know, your makeup, every time you do your skateboard, you'll get used to the same words. And so it starts to kind of sink in. Okay. I'm going to stop for a minute here. How you doing? Catalina, good morning. Okay.
Good morning.
I'm
Sorry
going
I'm
to,
late. My Wi-Fi wasn't working.
I know it gets kind of bad. I'm just glad it's not doing anything to this morning here. Okay, let me fix and bring up that page. Give me a second. I don't know if I like that noise. Is that somebody noise, like an alarm or something going off in the background? Or is that me? That noise right there. You can't hear it? Oh, there it is again. Okay, almost. There we go. Okay, I found it. Let me share it with you now. Can you hear that noise? Does someone have something on? Do you have
Yeah,
your
I can
sound
hear
on?
it.
Yes, you're sorry. Do you have your sound on?
Yeah, it's okay. No, not mute.
Yeah, mute. Mute your computer. Okay. I just want to see if that's coming from your house or somebody's, and it's not on my end, so it is on you. Okay. Something's going on in the background, I guess. All right. I'm going to share the screen with you. You should see the nervous system coming up. There we go. Up, up. Okay. Do you have this on your screen now? Okay. So your nervous system, okay, right next to that, you're going to put in there that it coordinates and controls the overall operation of the human body. Okay. So right where it says coordinates, that's what you're going to put next to the nervous system. Okay. We'll go back to neurology afterwards, but you're going to put controls, or coordinates and controls overall body function, operation of the body, sorry. Because without it, the rest of the body can't do what it's supposed to do. It kind of needs like a little computer to tell it what to do. Okay, neurology is going to be the study of the nervous system. Okay, and on your workbook, it says the brain, and it's located in the cranium. On the average weighs between 44 and 48 ounces. Okay. So it's divided into 3 subsections, which are known as the central or cerebrospinal, okay, peripheral, and autonomic. All right. Those primary components are going to be the brain and the spinal cord. Kind of think of it, your brain's the computer and the spinal cord are all the cables that go in there to kind of make it work properly. Okay, let's see if I've got right here. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this next part, if I can. Come on. There we go. All right. These areas right here. The cerebrum, cerebellum, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. The one that you will need to know for board is going to be the cerebellum. So put a little mark next to that one, okay? Now, the way you can remember these, it's gonna be kind of easy. The cerebrum is in charge of mental activity, okay? It's the upper front of the cranium. So you should put that onto your book where the purple is. The upper front responsible for mental activity. Makes it easier. And your cerebellum, okay, is going to be responsible for the control of muscle movement. Okay. You don't really have to put where it's located, but you do have to put, you know, what it does. Now think of this. Underline the bell in cerebellum for me, okay? This is going to help you remember it. All right. Let's just say I put my hand on a hot stove, okay? That mental activity made me say, oh, it's hot, right? And then the cerebellum part of it, where the muscle is, the muscle makes me move my hand, okay? So I had to feel something or mental activity first, and then muscle movement. But I look at it this way, the bell part of those two words, okay? It takes a muscle to move a bell. Think of it that way, that you know that's the muscle one. Okay, it takes a bell, or it takes a muscle to move that bell. So this one's going to be your muscle movement. The other one will be your mental. Okay, then your pons. Okay, this one's going to connect other parts of the brain to the spinal column. That's all you have to write in there. And it is below the cerebrum and in front of the cerebellum. And then your medulla oblongata. Okay, this one actually controls breathing and heart function. Okay, it's the most vital part of your brain, because if we didn't have that, uh-oh, we're not alive. I just keep thinking of that Waterboy movie, where you keep saying the medulla oblongata over and over again. Okay. Any questions on those two? Because those, like I'm saying, the one you're gonna have to know for board is cerebellum, and it's gonna do muscle movement. Are you guys still writing? All right. Let me know when you're done. Y'all finished? Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to page 146. Okay. And all right, 146, it starts off with your brain subsystems. It's just reiterating that central or cerebral spinal nervous system, or you can call it CNS. Okay, you can add that to it. So the first one is central or cerebral spinal nervous system. It was on the last slide, 2 slides ago, that they put the subsections on there. The second one was probably going to be your peripheral. And if you need spelling, let me know. Okay. And then the third one's going to be the autonomic nervous system. So that's your 1, 2, and 3. You need spelling, Kalina? No? Okay, good. All right. So the central nervous system now is composed of your brain, the spinal cord, and spinal and cranial nerves. It's responsible for all involuntary and voluntary body actions. Okay, the spinal cord is composed of long nerve fibers that originate in the base of our brain and extends to the base of your spine. It'll hold 31 pairs of spinal nerves. So you've heard of people being like a quadriplegic or a paraplegic, where they're, either move their upper body or they can't move either parts of the body. Well, my brother happened to be a quadriplegic. So he had a spinal injury from his C5, C6 area. So what had happened was it pinched it. He had got in an accident, went forward on it, and it pinched his nerve, and then it didn't sever it, it just pinched it off. So now nothing went through there, no blood or anything. So he was not able to walk. But that's how they actually determine your spinal nerves, where they're located. That tells you how much damage is done to the body. Okay, so you have your primary components, the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, right? Okay. I'm gonna move on to this. It'll break down, excuse me, wait a minute, come back here. Under your central nervous system, okay, you can put in there that composed of the brain, spinal cord, and spinal and cranial nerves. And that it is responsible for all involuntary and voluntary action. There we go. Right, and your spinal cord is composed of those long nerve fibers and originates in the base of the brain and extends to the base of the spine. And it all goes into where your spinal cord is in your book. I see heads coming up. I'll switch to the next page. Ready? Okay. There we go. The peripheral nervous system. Okay, this is composed of sensory and motor nerves. They extend from your brain and spinal cord to the voluntary muscles of the body and to the surface of the skin. So this one's going to carry sensory information to the brain from the ears, eyes, nose, and tongue. This information travels to and from the brain by a network of nerve cells. This network also carries messages to and from the central nervous system. So basically that information is going to the brain and it's going telling you something that it wants to do, and then it goes back to the parts of the body that actually do whatever the brain tells it to do. So it's kind of neat. When it talks about the ones on the surface of the skin though, that's when we're doing touch and massage, you can feel those. So all of this needs to go into your peripheral nervous system in your workbook. Okay. You all finished with this? Are you still writing, hon? Okay, all right. I'm going to move on to the autonomic nervous system. Okay. And this autonomic is to control the respiratory, digestive, circulatory, excretory, endocrine, and reproduction system. So let's just do a quick review for the people that have already done this once before. What is the excretory system? Anybody want to take a guess?
Is that like sweating and hormones
Yep.
and stuff like that?
It's elimination. Yeah. I call it the exit system so you can actually remember it. Okay. Gets out toxins in the body. And how about the endocrine? What does that one do?
The endocrine's the hormone one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's good. Because I pretty much, you know what the other ones are, right? So it's kind of, you don't have to remember that, but those two always confuse people. So the autonomic nervous system consists of two subsections or subsystems, okay? And the first one's going to be your sympathetic nervous system. This one will accelerate your heart, constrict your blood vessels, and raise your blood pressure. kind of like that flight or fright syndrome. All right, and then the second one is going to be the parasympathetic nervous system, which slows the heart rate, dilate the blood vessels, and it will lower the blood pressure. Okay, so what I want you to put into the autonomic nervous system is the first two bullets on the top, and then I'm going to have you add something to that once you get those two in there. Okay, I want you to add, the autonomic nervous system is the physical part of the central nervous system, okay? The physical part of the central nervous system. And then when it goes down to the autonomic nervous system consists of two subsections, you're going to put those in where they are on your page for 1 and 2. And when you're finished with that, I'll go on to the homeostasis. Our nervous system is kind of interesting if you think about it. If you compare it to a million interstate highways, okay, traveling back and forth from nerve cell to nerve cell, drug use or lack of oxygen can actually close parts of the highway down. Lack of food and rest and exercise can cause the nerves to fatigue. I don't know if you actually understood all of that. But we had gone through 1 square inch of skin and talked about how many blood vessels are in there, nerve endings, all kinds of stuff. And it's kind of amazing what we can fit into 1 square inch of skin and what's located underneath it. Okay. All right, your homeostasis, this is a state of balance, and it's achieved through the opposing functions of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So it's not racing your heart and it's not making it so relaxed you want to get tired. All right, it's just a natural balance. It's what we're trying to achieve on a daily basis. So it's a state of balance. All right, let me know when you fill that part in. Yep, okay. We'll move on to your nerve cells. Okay. Nerve cells are also known as neurons. They actually have a nucleus, a cytoplasm, and a membrane, just like a regular cell. Okay. Your dendrites are short fibers that extend from the nerve cells that receive the messages from the adjacent neurons. Okay. Or you can write just adjacent cells. Help you remember that. And your axons are actually going to process this information. They're long and short thread-like fibers that extend from the nerve cell. And then your synapses, okay, are junctions across which the nerve impulses pass. Okay, they're nerve terminals that are located on the end of each axon, but it connects the neurons to the muscles, organs, or other nerve cells, and it's responsible for sending messages in the form of nerve impulses. But you just have to write in there that it's junction across which nerve impulses pass. It's kind of interesting. And then you have an illustration. It says label the parts of the nerve cell. And your first one's going to be your dendrites. Your second one is going to be axons / processes. And then your third one's going to be your synapses in your illustration. Okay. Hold on. You guys still writing that? Okay, ready? All right, good. I'm going to go into the types of nerves that we have. Went the wrong way. Come back here. Sorry, just going crazy. I swear I have a hamster that works in my computer. How slow it goes. All right, we're right here with the types of nerves. Okay. Nerves or nerve tissue will carry information to and from the brain. These nerves are classified according to the direction in which they carry that information. This kind of sounds crazy, but I was always asked, I had a brain surgeon that was actually one of my clients at one time. And I would say, how do you know which nerve is supposed to go to which area? And he said, did you ever see that commercial where the guy is, I guess he's trying to log some type of vacation or something like that. And the patient's awake and he's typing on a computer, and when he types it, the guy's hand goes up like this. Okay, basically that's that's what he's saying. He goes, I actually have to have them awake when I do this, and I'm talking to them as I'm touching each one of these nerves so I can see which one is which. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, because they're not all the same in everybody. And they're not located in the same spot on everybody. Somewhat, but not the same. Like, wow, that's kind of scary. All right. So the types of nerves, this is what you're going to put in there, the 2 bullets up at the top. Okay, in your workbook, it has a reflex action. And this is going to be the interaction of the sensory and motor nerves. Okay, the interaction of the sensory and motor nerves. Okay, and your sensory are also known as afferent. This is a state board question right here. Okay, they carry messages to the brain and spinal cord. Okay, and they're going to determine your senses, your 5 senses. Okay, your motor is also known as efferent. Okay, and this is another state board question. All right, these carry messages from the brain to the muscle and cause the muscle to contract or expand. Okay, so
Miss
the way to
Jenny, can
remember
you
those. Go ahead.
Sorry, can you repeat reflex action?
The reflex act. Oh, an interaction of sensory and motor nerves. That's okay. Okay, the way to remember the sensory and motor, A is before E, and remember I told you, you have to sense something before you move it. So if you can think in those lines when you're always answering these questions, that afferent's going to be your sensory and your efferent's going to be your motor. Okay. And then of course we have these mixed sensory and motor, which perform both sensory and motor functions. And let me know when you've completed the rest of that on that page. Have you got, is that in? Are you still writing? Avery, I don't see you, hon, so I can't tell. Here.
I just finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. There we go. Okay. I want to move to the next page. It's also going to be page 148 in your study guide. Okay. So your cranial nerves are going to be the 12 pairs of nerves that originate in the brain. They connect the brain with other parts of the body, like the face, head, and neck, and they are classified as sensory, motor, or mixed. And then we're going to be filling in the blanks. Okay. So in the number, name, type, and control for the first nerve, okay, known as the olfactory, this is a sensory type of nerve, okay, sense of smell. The second is the optic, and it's a sensory, and it's the sense of sight. Okay. The third one is the ocular motor. It's a motor nerve, and it motions the eye. Okay. The fourth, it's not a fill-in, it's trochlear. It's a motor, and it motions the eye also. Now the fifth is known as the trifacial or trigeminal. So I want you to put both of those in there because they will ask in both names. Trigeminal is TRIGEMENAL. And it's a sensory, and it's the sensations of the face, tongue, and teeth. Okay, put a little star next to the fifth, next to the seventh, and next to the 11th. Those are the three nerves you need to know about. Okay, so the sixth one is also known as the abducent, and it's a motor nerve, and it's motion of the eye. Here we go. Bring these up. Okay, and I'll go just same way that we were putting these in. The seventh is also known as the facial nerve. Okay, and it's motions of the face, scalp, neck, ear, and tongue. Okay.
Janie, can you go back up for a second?
Thank
you.
That's okay. You get these right here. I love the way it just moves and just jumps by itself. Sorry, hon.
It's okay.
Just stop. Wait. Oh my God. That's a better picture of what you're supposed to know about. So I'm gonna move this up here. Come on. Sorry, Anne. There it is. It's coming. I don't even know how it jumps all the way back to the front by itself. I have no idea how that works. Danielle, that's something you're going to have to show me. Why? Finally got the TV to work. Okay. Listen, Don's going to be proud of me for that. Okay. Here you go. 5 minutes later. Does that help? Finally, Catalina. There you go.
Okay, I got the top ones. I'm down to the 8th.
All right, so the 8th one is acoustic. Okay, and it's a sensory, and it's the sense of hearing. That'll come up too. There you go. Okay. The 9th is the glossopharyngeal, and that is a mixed nerve, a sense of taste. The 10th is the vagus or mixed nerve, the motion of the ear, pharynx, larynx, heart, lungs, and esophagus. And then we get down to the 11th, okay? Since this one is the motion of the neck muscles, okay, it's known as that accessory because our jewelry is an accessory, right, around our neck. That's how you can remember that one. Okay, the 11th is also known as the accessory nerve. So the three that you need to know about are the 5th, the 7th, and the 11th, okay? Now the 5th is the largest, okay, of those three. Okay, and the 7th is the main motor nerve of the face. I guess you could put it like that. Because when you get lost on a facial, where do you go? To the temple, right? Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you those pictures of that face with the green, pink, and yellow. And it basically tells you where those are. Okay. Page 149. Okay, in your study guide, it should say nerves and massage. Nerves of the face, head, and neck may be stimulated or smoothed during facial massage. The methods used to stimulate these nerve tissues are massage for the first one, electric current, which could be your high frequency or faradic current, your light rays, which could be infrared or ultraviolet, your heat rays, which could be a heat lamp or a heating cap, your moist heat would be your steamers or a warm steam towel, and then nerve impulses through the nervous system, and then chemicals again, certain acids and salts. These were all the same way to stimulate a muscle if you haven't figured that out, exactly the same. I'll wait until you guys get these in there. Anybody remember how we're supposed to massage the muscle? There's 3 words that I wanted you to remember.
It was midsection to origin, right?
It was insertion to origin, but
Or,
yeah.
or insertion. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. That was good though. You remembered it. Okay, yeah, because that's real important. That's one question that's on every single test. And especially for the estheticians, because that's what you're doing, right? You're doing that manipulation on her face. You want to make sure you're doing it the correct way so you don't cause wrinkles on them. Okay, does anybody need some more time on this page? No? Okay, I'm like going over here. All right, I'm gonna turn the page then. Okay, and then we're going to go into your face, head, and neck nerves. And so it's basically going to break down that trifacial nerve. Okay, chief sensory nerve of the face and the largest cranial nerve. That's the extra stuff you need to know. Okay, so underline that, chief sensory nerve and the largest cranial nerve. It'll transmit facial sensations to the brain. It controls muscle movement of chewing, and it's divided into 3 main branches. Okay, so there you go. You can see a little picture of that. The 3 that we need are that green, pink, and yellow. And let me know when you've got that filled in. Because we're going to go into like the 3 parts of that trifacial, which it basically includes the ophthalmic, the maxillary, and one more was the mandibular. So we're going to go through all of these. All right, you guys ready? Go on. Okay, we're going to go into the ophthalmic. These 3 right here, so I can tell you where they're located. I think you guys would be able to remember where the maxillary and the mandibular is, right? And ophthalmic is like eyes. So you can figure out where those 3 in that trifacial nerve are located. Okay, and then we're going to break it down. Okay. All right. Now, under the ophthalmic branch, you're going to put the nerve branch to the top 1/3 of the face, and it divides into supraorbital, supratrochlear, and the nasal. Say those all go into that. So your supraorbital, okay, extends to the skin of the upper eyelid, eyebrow, forehead, and scalp. So I'm going to repeat them, okay? Next to your supraorbital in your workbook on page 149. Okay. You're going to put extends to the skin of the upper eyelid, eyebrow, forehead, and scalp. Did everybody get those?
Can you repeat it, please?
Okay. It extends to the skin of the upper eyelid, eyebrow, forehead, and scalp. Okay, the supratrochlear extends to the skin of the upper nose and between the eyes. So upper nose and between the eyes. Okay. And the last one is the nasal, and this one extends to the tip and lower side of the nose. Extends to the tip and lower sides of the nose. Those are all part of the ophthalmic, which is the main branch to the top 1/3 of the face. Okay, maxillary. This is the main branch to the middle third of the face. Okay, and it's broken down into the zygomatic, which extends to the side of the forehead, temple, and upper cheek. Forehead, temple, and upper cheek. All right, and then you go to infraorbital, and this one extends to the lower eyelid, side of the nose, upper lip, and mouth. So it's lower eyelid, side of the nose, upper lip, and mouth. Does anyone need any of that repeated? I know, right? It's like he's got to be in the parking lot. Oh my goodness. All right. Then you're going to go into the mandibular, and this is the main nerve branch to the lower 1/3 of the face. Okay. And it has the auriculotemporal, which extends to the ear and the area from the top of the head to the temple. So ear, top of the head to the temple. Auricular, the AU, that part automatically reminds me of audio to help you remember, and temporal is like right there. Your mental now extends to the lower lip and chin, just where your mental, right? The mentalis muscle is right here. So yeah, extends to the lower lip and chin. And that covers your trifacial or trigeminal nerves. Okay. Do you guys still need this screen up? Okay. speak. All right, I'm changing the page. So we're going to go into the facial nerve. Okay, and the facial nerve is also known as the seventh cranial nerve, and they ask about those interchangeably for your state board. It is the primary motor nerve of the face. That's your little trick question. Okay. And it emerges from the brain at the lower part of the ear into 6 main branches. Okay. So the very first one on there, okay, it has branches of particular importance here. It says posterior auricular. Your first one, it extends to the muscles behind and below the ear. Posterior means behind. AR for auricular is ears, right? For audio. Temporal, this one's going to extend to the muscles of the temple, side of the forehead, eyebrow, eyelid, and upper cheek. Zygomatic extends to the upper muscles of the cheek. You remember that one from your zygomatic bone, zygomatic muscle, and now zygomatic nerve. All right, the buccal extends to muscles of the mouth. Okay, move this up just a little bit. And it says marginal mandibular, but at your text, your study guide just says mandibular. Okay, and it extends to the muscles of the chin and lower lip. And cervical, I'll bring this up just a little bit. Okay, extends to the muscles on the side of the neck. There are other cervical nerves too, but they originate basically in the spine with branches to your scalp and neck, but you don't need to put that stuff in there. But you do have to put the definitions of your post-auricular, temporal, zygomatic, buccal, mandibular, and cervical. So I will leave that up for you. And I'm actually going to give you a break here in just a minute. So let me know when you guys have finished that. Give me thumbs up if you finished. Okay, because I'll let you go on break. Come back here. So you're going to come back here at 10 after. Okay, so I'm going to wait until the last people need it, and then I can shut it off. Okay. You guys all done? Okay, can I shut the screen off? Okay, all right. There you go. Hi, you guys. You can all go to break now if you need to. Okay? I'll see you at 10 after. Hello, where is everyone? I'm going to need you to take out a piece of paper so I can give you your homework assignments. It's not in here yet. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm having everyone get a piece of paper out so I can give you your homework assignment. Okay, your homework is going to be 5.1 on the pivot point site. So you're going to go through, hold on one second. You're going to go through talking points, discussion, the assignment, and the lesson challenge has to be completed. These are all on the pivot point west site at 5.1. Okay. You've done them before, so you know exactly what you have to do. Some of them you have to take a picture of, others you can actually, your challenge, it already records your test in there. I need you guys to do your test in there, okay? And if you haven't completed that 6, you need to complete that because that one should have been done already, okay? All right, this is your little lost at sea exercise, okay? So I want you to write down these words. Okay, a shaving mirror, so just a regular mirror that you could use for shaving. Okay, write down that. A 5-gallon jug of water. 5-gallon jug of water. Mosquito netting. Mosquito netting. It's MOSQUITO. All right. The next one's going to be 1 case of easy to open canned goods. Okay, 1 case of easy to open canned goods. Okay, you need a map of the Pacific Ocean. A map of the Pacific Ocean. Okay, you're going to need a seat cushion, and I'm talking about the seat cushion that's like on either a boat or a plane, that they can actually use it for a flotation device. Do you know what I'm talking about now? You know, when you have to pull the emergency on the plane, and it tells you that your seat can be used as a flotation device. So you're going to write seat cushion, and then in brackets write flotation device. Because it's kind of like a duo thing here. Okay, then you're going to need a 2-gallon can of oil/gas mixture. 2-gallon can of oil/gas mixture. Okay, the next one is a small transistor radio. It's just a regular AM radio is what it's trying to tell you. Small transistor radio. This next one's crazy. Shark repellent. I know, that's what's on the list. There's 14 items, okay? Okay, 20 square feet of tinted plastic. Okay. 1 quart of 160 proof rum. There's your alcohol. 1 quart of 160 proof rum. Okay, 15 feet of nylon rope. 15 feet of nylon rope. Okay. 2 chocolate bars. And the last one's going to be a fishing kit. God knows what's in there. Okay, so listen to this story, okay? You are adrift on a private yacht in the South Pacific. As a consequence of a fire that's unknown origin, much of the yacht and its contents have been destroyed. The yacht is now slowly sinking. Your location is unclear because of the destruction of the critical navigational equipment and because you and the crew were distracted trying to put the fire under control. Your best estimate is that you're approximately 1,000 miles south-southwest of the nearest land. Okay, below we have these list of 14 items that are intact and undamaged after the fire. In addition to those articles, you have a serviceable rubber life raft, which is large enough to carry yourself, the crew, and all the items below. Okay, the total contents of all survivors' pockets are a package of cigarettes, put that in there, several books of matches, and five $1 bills. Okay, 5 $1 bills. So you have cigarettes, books of matches, and 5 $1 bills. Okay, does everybody have all of that stuff listed? Did they miss something that I need to tell them? Okay, you should have 14 items plus the last 3, right? Okay, so what you're going to do, okay, is you're going to put it in the order of the most importance and tell me what it's used for or what you're going to use it for, okay? So if you want to, you can go through these and just decide, okay, I can use the shaving mirror so I can signal help, right? I can signal somebody for air rescue maybe, okay? And then I'm going to put it in the order of which one I'm going to use first and which one's going to be second and then which one's going to be third, okay? But first you have to figure out what you're going to use each one of those things for. So I'm going to give you the 2 gallon can of oil gas mixture. This is actually critical for signaling. Okay, the mixture will float on the water and could be ignited with a $1 bill and a match. Okay, so there's your, giving you 2 of them. Okay. So your 2 gallon can of oil gas mixture, it's used to float on water and be ignited with the $1 bill and a match.
Miss Janie, is the in order and which one we're gonna use first, like the same or separate?
They're different. You'll have to figure out which one they have to go into, I guess. I don't know if they're in order or not, but I'm gonna assume they're not, and then you have to find the order. What you would use first.
So you put how important they are and then make a different list of what you would use first?
Well, I would make that one first, the one about what you use it for. Okay, and then I would go ahead and put it in the order of importance. Does that make sense?
Well, no, I know, but are we putting that how important it is as one list and then what we would use first as a different list?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's what you're asking. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
It'll be a lot easier if you actually put, what you're going to use it for, so that you'll know how important that part of it is when you go to put it together. Let me see, is there one more in here that you guys want me to give you the answer for? Just one. Anyone want to pick one?
The plastic?
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, 20 square feet of tinted plastic, right? This is utilized to collect water, okay, rainwater, I guess, and provide shelter from the elements. So it's used to collect rainwater so you can drink it, okay, and provide shelter from the elements. Okay. And I'll try and be on like around 7 o'clock so that on the zip to answer any questions, okay? If you're still struggling with it. All right. But this one's supposed to be just for fun, okay? But think about it this way. think of terms if you've got to get rescued, then I got to think of food, and then I got to find shelter and that kind of stuff. Think along those terms. Okay, this is our own little, what's that show that everyone was watching for the longest time, that reality show where they were lost or they went to an island? That's you guys. You got to figure out what you're doing.
Are you
Okay.
talking about Survivor or Naked and Afraid?
Excuse me?
Are you talking about Survivor or Naked and Afraid? I'm like, there's
I
multiple.
think I'm going to say Survivor instead of Naked and Afraid.
That one's creepy. Like, just
I
imagine
know
not
it
having
is.
warmth or anything. Like, that just sucks.
I don't think I could be stuck someplace naked with someone I don't know, and most of these people don't get along with each other on top of it, you know? Ugh. That's scary. I don't have to go away to find somebody like that, okay? All right, let's go back to your textbook or your study guide, and you should be on 150 towards the bottom of the page. All right, let me share the screen here. There you go. Let me know when you can see the facial nerve. Okay. All right. These are going to be other cervical nerves that include greater occipital. Do you remember where that one was at? Back of the head. So this one's going to extend up the back of the scalp to the top of the head. Greater is above. Think about that one part. It's a little easier. The lesser occipital is going to be the cervical nerve extending into muscles at the back of the skull. Greater auricular, that AU is audio, so it's going to be something around the ears, right? Extends into the side of the neck and external ear. And then your cervical is going to extend into the side in front of the neck to the breastbone. Okay, so you know where the occipital is. You have one above and one below. You know where the auricular is because it's near the ears. And cervical, we use the cervical neck, part of the neck. I'm trying to get you used to where these are located by what we used as far as the bones earlier. Okay. Okay, let me know when you've gotten this part of it filled in so I can switch screens because we have an illustration up here that we've got to fill in. Okay, so the number one on that green illustration is supraorbital. Okay, supraorbital. Show up on this. Just wondering here, hold on. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just go through it with you. Okay. So the second one is supratrochlear, and it's SUPRATROCHLEAR. The third one is nasal. Okay. The fourth one is zygomatic. ZYGOMATIC. Okay. 5 is infraorbital. Okay. 6 is going to be auriculotemporal. 7 is mental. 8 is posterior auricular. 9 is temporal. 10 is zygomatic. 11 is buccal. 12 is mandibular. 13 cervical. 14, greater occipital. 15, lesser occipital. 16, greater auricular. Excuse me, go back to 15, it's lesser occipital. Did I say that already? Okay, so make sure I got that right. And then 16 was the greater auricular. 17 is cervical cutaneous. Anyone need any of those repeated? You need them, Megan?
Number 1, can you repeat that one?
Supraorbital. Okay, any others? Okay. You got them all? You're fast. All right. Then we're going to go into your arms and hand nerves, and they're all mixed nerves, and there are 4 primary nerves in the arm and hand. They kind of go along with the bones, the same name. So these mixed nerves transmit sensations to brain and carry the impulses from the brain to the muscles, right? So your ulnar nerve extends down the little finger side of the arm into the palm of the hand. Your radial nerve extends down the thumb side of the arm and into the back of the hand. Remember, that's your hitchhiking side. Okay. Your median nerve extends down the mid forearm into the hand. And your digital extends into the fingers of the hand. So you have an illustration also here. It's 1 through 4. This is going to be 1 for your ulna, 2 radial, 3 median, and 4 digital. Okay, any questions so far on the nervous system? Okay, see, since we covered the nervous system and the working parts of your brain, that's why I gave you that little lost at sea kind of story. Make you use your brain. We're going to go into the digestive system next. Okay. Okay. The digestive system, okay, it breaks down food into simpler chemical compounds that are easily absorbed by cells or eliminated from the body in waste products. So where it says the digestion process, you're going to put in there, food is ingested, okay, enzymes secreted by the salivary glands begin the breakdown. So you're going to finish the sentence. Enzymes secreted by the salivary glands begin breaking it down. It's not on the screen here because they just stuck up the next part of it, but not this part. So we got to fill this in first. Everyone get that one? All right. Number 2, food travels through the pharynx and esophagus into the stomach. Okay, through the pharynx and esophagus into the stomach. It's like a twisting and turning motion, but okay. All right, in the stomach, number 3, hydrochloric acid and other enzymes further break down the food. Okay, hydrochloric acids and other enzymes further break down food. Number 4, food passes from the stomach to the small intestine. Okay, from the stomach to the small intestine. This is where the assimilation of our nutrients begin, okay? Number 5, nutrients are absorbed by the villi and transported through the circulatory system. So you're going to write, and transported through the circulatory system. And number 6, undigested food passes into the large intestine or colon and is stored for elimination. So it's into the large intestine, colon, you can put that in brackets, colon, and is stored for elimination. So did you get all 6 of those? Or do you need anything repeated? No? All right, we can go through these salivary glands, and you're going to write in there, breaks down the food. The pharynx is the passage to the stomach and lungs. The esophagus is the passage between the pharynx and the stomach. The stomach is the organ where digestion occurs. The small intestine begins the assimilation of the nutrients. And it goes into the large intestine or colon, and it stores waste for eventual elimination through the anal canal. And it's going to have one more. The digestive time is going to be about 9 hours. So there was a part in your study guide when Ms. Connie was an actual student in my class. And it asked to give the path of digestion, speaking basically from the very beginning where it says digestive process. Yeah, you were actually supposed to put in your mouth and then it breaks down with the salivary glands. The whole should be all right here. And so Ms. Connie didn't think I read her books. And so she wrote in there, in the mouth, out the you know what. And I go, that's not what they wanted you to say. They wanted to know how it went through your body and then through elimination. She goes, oh, okay. But she's a little smarty pants. You're labeling the parts of the digestive on the bottom. Okay. So 1 is going to be the salivary glands. 2 is going to be the pharynx. 3, the esophagus. 4, the stomach. 5, the small intestine. And 6, the large intestine. Are y'all relaxing there? You don't need this screen anymore, apparently? There you go. Hi. Okay, then I'm going to change the page. No one needs it. You're going over to 153. Oh, here. Does anyone still need this up? Okay. And move into the excretory system, which is your elimination of solids, liquids, and gases. Okay, so is broken down into the organs of the excretory system. And we have our skin, the liver, and the kidneys, because those are all filters. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and it covers about 20 feet of skin. That's what you have on a normal body. It can release water, carbon dioxide, and other waste through the sweat glands. So the largest organ, and releases the waste through our sweat glands. Okay, moving on to the liver. This is going to convert and neutralize the ammonia from your circulatory system to the urea, where then it's carried out for the kidneys to excrete it. So you're going to write in there, it converts and neutralizes ammonia. And then eliminated by the kidneys. So the kidneys now, they're going to pass this urea through a small tube-like structure called nephrons, but it's just basically it's eliminating that waste. So on the kidneys, you're just going to say it eliminates through tube-like structures called nephrons. And your nephrons basically are this, they're going to like filter out the waste products and water. It allows unusable nutrients to be reabsorbed into the blood. Excreted waste products travel through the ureters and bladder to be eliminated. So what I want you to write in nephrons is filter out waste products and water. Okay, allowing usable nutrients to be reabsorbed into the blood. So that's all that has to go into that one. Filters out waste products and water, allowing usable nutrients to be reabsorbed into the blood. Kidney looks like a little kidney bean. Okay, your respiratory system. Okay, this is going to consist of your upper respiratory tract, your lower respiratory tract, your lungs, thoracic cavity, and it maintains exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the lungs and body tissues. That goes right next to the respiratory system. And under its primary functions, you're going to have inhalation and exhalation. So inhalation is going to be the intake of oxygen. Exhalation is going to be the elimination of the oxygen's toxic byproduct, which is carbon dioxide, by breathing out. Breathing through the nose is going to be a healthier option than breathing through the mouth. I'll wait until you fill these in. That intake of oxygen is actually being absorbed into your blood. And then when you exhale, you're doing it through breathing out. Smile. You look so bored. Really bored. Here now. Go. So I guess you don't need that, and I'm just standing here on this page, huh? Okay, not a problem. The respiratory system. Okay, your primary respiratory system organs are going to be your lungs and your diaphragm. So your lungs are a spongy muscle composed of cells in which air enters when you inhale. And the diaphragm is a muscular organ that separates the chest cavity from the abdomen. So, upper respiratory tract, you're going to write in there nose, mouth, pharynx, and larynx. Okay, nose, mouth, pharynx, and larynx. Okay, the air enters through the nostrils, goes through the mucous membranes in the nose filter, or in the nose, and filters out like dust, dirt, and foreign debris, I guess you could say. So it enters through the nostrils, goes through the mucous membranes in your nose, and then it filters out the dirt. So on the screen here, it's got diaphragm, and it's at the bottom of that page on 153, just so you know. Just want to see if they actually broke this down here. Okay, the lungs are actually processing the oxygen for absorption into the blood and release the carbon dioxide again. And the diaphragm expands and contracts automatically when it forces air into and out of the lungs. Breaking these down here. Okay, this is the rest of your fill-in for that page. Okay. The upper respiratory system consists of the nose, mouth, pharynx, and larynx. Okay, the larynx contains the vocal cords and connects the pharynx to the trachea. The lower respiratory tract consists of the trachea, the bronchia, and the lungs. So the trachea is conducting pathway through which the air flows. The bronchi delivers air directly into the lungs. The lungs are the spongy muscle composed of cells into which air enters during inhalation. So that fills in the rest of the page on 153. Okay. So what is your homework for today?
It's 5.1 and then the last at C, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just want to make sure. Okay. And if you haven't done your first 2 pages of your vocab, you should be doing that too, because some of you haven't turned that in yet. So I'm only asking 1 or 2 pages on that one, because you'll finish this work that I gave you today in like less than 30 minutes, probably. All right. Okay. Anyone need anything on this page still? No?
Miss Janie, do we have to take a picture that 5.1 is completed, or will you just see it on Pivot
No,
Point?
it'll actually tell you on there, like one of them, I think you have to take a picture of the discussion. Once you finished it, there are some that ask you, you know, it doesn't actually register in the computer like your challenge does. The challenge automatically registers in there for me. Okay, but the other ones that you do on the screen, you need to take a picture of the screen.
So like where
Okay.
it says participated, take a picture of that and send it to you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So actually, I'm gonna pull up and just go through what's on there, okay? So hold on 1 second here. I'm gonna flip this over. Okay. Oh, I wanna stay right here. I don't know why. Stop. Okay. Yeah, I did that. Hold on. That one I did. Okay. There we go, 5.1. Okay. So you're going to go down where it says talking points. You're going to do the discussion. And it says, why is it important for estheticians to understand information on cells and metabolism? Does any, like, oh, you're going to click on it. Does any come to mind? Share your thoughts. If you're feeling a little stumped, see if others' thoughts can trigger some ideas. So why do you think you need to know about that? Aren't we trying to rebuild that skin, right? We're trying to keep it young again. Okay, those are reasons why you want to make sure that you have a thorough understanding of the cells. And so you'd fill it into the comment and then you take a picture of the comment, okay? Does that ask you, okay? I'm gonna go back to this. You're going to do, oh, wait a minute.
What if you already did it all, Miss Janie? Should I still send you more like a picture of it again? Because I
Send me
sent
that picture, yeah, send me that picture already. Okay, then you're gonna go to the assignment, okay? And it says, watch this discovery YouTube video on the cell. And then post the answer to this question. What does the nucleus hold that is called the instructions for life? And so you're going to fill that in too, and take a picture of it, okay? And then you're gonna go back to the module. Okay, and you're going to go down to the bottom where it says the challenge, okay? And you're going to open that up and you have 8 questions that you need to answer. See if it pulls it up. Okay, and then you'll answer these and then you'll submit that one because that one actually gets recorded onto the computer. So if you take it once, okay, we'll take that score. If you take it more than once, I have to divide those scores, okay? So it's not really wise if you want to keep taking it 3 or 4 times, okay? So just giving you a heads up, because when you're finished here, I'm going to go back on right now and see who's actually done it before and who actually has recorded them, okay, to make sure that they're finished. All right. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Are there any questions about your homework?
Miss Janie, so the only thing we're doing is the chapter 5.1.
Yep, and then the lost at sea.
Can you put in the text message the list for the lost at sea thing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Nope. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. We will be working on it. I have to test out some people tomorrow, so everyone show up because we've got the new state board to do. All right.
See you then, Miss Janie.
I'll see you later. Bye.